Welcome back to Road America. Ralph Shaheen and Lincoln Day with you here today as we get set for F4 United States Championship. Rounds 4, 5, and 6 here this weekend. The second stop on the 2025 championship season. And Lincoln, what are you looking forward to with this race?
I'm looking forward to see my friend Alex Papau with my old team do really good in this race. And Caleb Campbell, I raced against him in Skip Barber. Also looking forward to him doing pretty well in this race, and also want it to be a very clean race because it always hurts to see a driver with a broken car.
So these guys have a lap or so to get the cars warmed up, then we'll be underway. How's the track conditions been out there today?
So far, it was wet in our race in the Formula Regionals, but it dried up pretty quick. And from what I've seen, it's pretty dry out there today. It's very grippy today also from the Porsche race that I watched.
Tell me a little bit about the F4 car. What do you like about it?
I love the noise of the car, the sound of the engine. The V4 is just such a beautiful engine. I drove it last year inside and outside the car. It's beautiful, and the way that the car looks with the halo and the new rear wing is one of the most well put together cars in my opinion.
It's a fast race car too, isn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty quick. I've driven, the old JFC, and compared to those cars, I mean, they have nothing on this car. This car is very quick in a straight line, very fast in the corners, and it brakes very well.
Lights are out on our Janetta safety car. They'll be coming around, and we'll be getting this one underway here. Let's tell you a little bit about the drivers in this one. Alex Popoff in the 55. Cooper Shipman in the 14. Kekai Hauanio in the 29. Clemente Huerta in the 17. Caleb Campbell in the 68. Ty Arbogast in the 32. Demitri Nolan in the 5. And Luke Powers in car 51. Boy, everybody packing in tight, aren't they, Lincoln?
Oh yeah, with these cars you have to be extremely close for the draft to have a good effect on you.
The F4 United States Championship. 8 cars getting ready to battle here at Road America, looking for the green. Here we go. We're underway. '55 of Popoff jumping out to the early lead, but everybody fanning out behind him, looking for a way around. Hauanio moved up into second place. Kekai getting a good run. So we await their arrival at turn 5. Here's turn 3. Under the bridge, headed through 4 now. That long run down to turn number 5 and the first big braking test. Coming around the outside, Hauanio trying to make something happen in that orange and black 29. Pop off in the 55 out front, starting to pull away a little bit here. It's like he's found that rhythm pretty quickly.
Yeah, when I was...
oh, one car goes around. A couple of spins right in the middle in front of the pack, and everybody did a tremendous job of avoiding him. Big gap already by the top two cars. Down to Canada corner. And that battle for the lead intensifying as they work their way towards the final corner. Pop off in the 55. Hauanio in the 29 right there. Pop off trying to break that draft a little bit. Side by side as we head towards turn number 1. Hauanio on the outside in the orange 29. Popoff trying to defend on the inside. Hauanio turned in first, but Popoff was still there, but Hauanio's going to move by now. Kekai taking over the lead. Kekai Hauanio out front now, leading here at Road America. Popoff looking inside, headed down to 5. That'll be the outside when they get to the corner. He had a really good run through 4 down the length of that long straightaway. Oh, a little bit of contact there through turn 5. Hauanio has to back off.
Alex is doing a great job here defending and taking back his place. And when I race with him at Coda, he's very good at finding that rhythm very fast, and it's very fun to watch him outside of the car for once. And it's honestly very impressive what he's able to do with that car.
Of course, his dad was a very successful racer as well.
Yeah, that definitely helps him out. And his dad's very sweet too. The whole family is amazing.
Pop off out of Miami, Florida. Here comes that battle for the lead to the final corner. There's the 5 car of Nolan. Now it looks like he's moved up to 3rd, gotten around Huerta in the 17. Yeah, confirmation now as they cross the line. Nolan is now in front of Shipman, and Huerta back to 5th. Arbogast in 6th. Campbell and Powers. As the battle for the lead heads to turn 1 and down towards turn 3.
It's amazing to me just how much of the exit curb these cars can use, because in the Formula Regionals, if we use just slightly too much, we bottom out pretty heavy, and that tends to hurt our back a good amount. But these guys are running out the entire curb.
Breaking battle at 5. Pop off, hanging on. Kekai giving him lots of looks in the rearview mirror. Hauanio is right up under the rear wing, isn't he, of Pop-Off?
Yeah, it's amazing how close you can get with these cars.
It's hard to see exactly where that nose is, though, right? Because, I mean, it drops out of your sight. So knowing exactly how much room you got to play with can be very tricky.
Yeah, it just goes to show how much time and effort they put into these cars. And the only time I've seen my front wing was when it broke and it was kind of angled in the wrong way, so I was able to see my end plate pretty well. But guessing how far or how close you are to the car in front is very hard in these F4 cars.
Using up all the curbing there, aren't they?
Yeah.
Coming out of Canada. That's the biggest gap Alex has had all day. About 2 car lengths.
I'm very excited to watch the entire series between Avon and Hauanio and how their championship rivalry goes. Because they're both very smart, very fast drivers.
Kekai, as far back as he was, has now started to inch his way back in. Where do you think he's gaining the speed?
I think a lot in the minimum speed of the corner. He's keeping it up very well because turn 1 and turn 1, I guess, is a very high-speed corner with very high minimum speed. It's not about exit speed or entry speed. It's about maintaining steady speed throughout the corner, and he's always been good at that. In the last year, the JFC and previous years before that.
Go side by side through there. Didn't look like anything changed just yet. Popov still hanging on, but boy, Kekai is really applying the pressure. Inside, outside, back to the inside. This is quite the fight at the front.
One of the things I've learned about Kekai is he's a very psychological driver. He's able to get into the mind of the people in front of him and try to make them make mistakes so he can catch up very fast and pass them.
What does he do that messes with your mind that way?
He presents himself. He makes sure that you know that he's there and he is able to make a move if he wanted to. But he doesn't want to necessarily risk taking a dive bomb into turn 5, for example. He's going to stay back and hope that you lock your front tires and make a mistake. But coming to the last laps of the race, if he really has to, he will send the car as far as he can to get that place.
So both of these drivers that are leading here saw the top step of the podium at Nolan, the season opener. Kekai winning the first race and then Popov winning the next 2. And Popov coming out of New Orleans with the points lead. And Cooper Shipman, second, and second. He's running 4th here today.
It's impressive the season that he's had and how consistent he's been with his speed and keeping the car on track so far.
This car debuted here a year ago, did it not? This version of the car?
Yes, I believe so. We did have a preseason test, but no one showed up to it because we didn't have our cars yet, and we really got a first look at them here, and they were so much fun to drive here. These cars rotate amazingly well, which really helps coming out of turn 5 and turn 3.
There's that. Looks like things have changed up a little bit in that big pack. We'll see if it straightens out when we get a good look at it here. Popov has slipped back 2 spots now to 3rd. Kekai, I believe, is running in 2nd. Let's see here. Not getting a long enough look at it. Are you, Lincoln?
No, unfortunately.
Three orange cars out there right now. Makes it kind of hard to tell from here. The Popov has definitely dropped back to 3rd.
It does look like Hauanio's in first right now, and Nolan is in second. I could be mistaken, though.
Yeah, that's Kekai in the lead.
Yeah.
Shipman running in second. Popoff sitting back there in third. As they cross the line, Kekai, Nolan, Popoff, Shipman back to fourth. One car off here, headed down to turn 3.
Is that looks like Powers. That would be my teammate who was pulled off.
Well, that's a shame.
Yeah.
Nolan in the lead now. Hauanio goes to second, and here's a move up the inside. Getting around Popoff is Shipman. They're going to shuffle Huerta back some. Oh, one car spinning. Is that Popoff?
That's Popoff.
Sure is. What a shame for Popoff. Came into the race off of 2 wins in New Orleans, and now he's going to find himself dropping to the back end of the field around 7th.
As a driver, I know just how much that hurts. It's happened to me a few times. Not as high up as he was, but it's happened to me a few times, and that might get into his head pretty quick.
Well, this is what Kekai needed. He needed to get up to the front. He's in second right now. Needs to see if he can get around Nolan and then have his title rival struggle in the points today.
Yeah, if Kekai can get that, it would be a dream come true for him, I think.
Well, let's see what he can do on the long straightaway here. Nolan trying to move around. Yellow is out. With a couple of cars having issues on the track.
I think that after that, a safety car is exactly what Alex was hoping for, to be able to make his way back up to the
Oh,
podium.
yeah, it's what he needed for sure.
I know there's been a few times where I've just been, please, I need a safety car right about now to get back.
Yeah.
Because after you drop back a certain point, you don't have the slipstream anymore, so it's really hard to catch up with those leaders.
So it looks like Popoff is back in 6th. You see the white car near the tail end of the line. Well, let's go check in with Ben Sissel. Lincoln, do you see anybody with an advantage anywhere?
I think Kekai has the best spot to make it up to first right now, because on the front straight he's going to get a great toe into turn 1. And if he doesn't make it there, out of turn 3, he's going to have a great run going into turn 5.
What's that bright shiny orb in the sky? Is that the sun finally poking through here? It's been a bit, hasn't it? Yes. The weather has been a challenge all day long, from rain and heavy mist and a wet racetrack to bone dry but chilly all day.
Yeah, if I remember right, I went from 79, 80 2 days ago or yesterday to high of 59 today.
Yeah. So, Popoff is going to have a little bit of time here to work through this field as fast as he can. And at this point, yes, he wants to win. Priority number 1 has got to be maximizing the points, minimizing the damage. So, how quickly do you think he can do that here and start? Because, I mean, as you start getting up to the pointy end of the stick there, the competition is going to get pretty stiff. Top 4 cars are all running very well, and he's back in 6th.
Yeah, I agree. I think it would take him 4 laps to get into the podium spots if he can get back up into the podium position.
Yeah, he's got to grab 3 spots here. And when you start getting up to Shipman and Huerta, that's going to get pretty tough.
Yeah, those 2 are going to defend amazingly well. That's one of their strong shoots.
All right, here we go. You can see the speed has picked up. The Janetta safety car is off. The green is back out, and we're racing once again. F4 U.S. Championship underway. Nolan, Kekai, Huerta, Shipman, Arbogast, Popoff, and Campbell looking to settle this. Here comes Popoff inside going to 1. That's 1 spot. Put him to 5th. Now he's got to keep it going. Battle for the lead, headed to 3. Looks like Kekai making the move. Hard to tell from the drone when you're looking at 2 orange cars. Might change again by the time we get through 4 under the Sargento Bridge. Yeah, can they close the door on that by 5? Yes. So just like that, they swap it right back. And how about Popoff? Looked like he was getting ready to make another move. Here he comes inside of 5.
Looks like he's defending against...
Yeah, he is. He's into that big pothole sitting right there. Side by side going into 6 for 1st and 3rd. Boy, nobody's giving an inch here, are they?
No, and now the biggest thing, I think, is if Alex is going to focus more on defending or trying to overtake the cars in front of him.
Well, here he goes. Looks like he's going to try to make a run there. Oh, going into the carousel. He had some good speed, but had to get back to the inside line, which is the preferred line, as low down to that inside as you can get, right?
Yeah, it's as close as you can get. About 3/4 way through the corner, though. You like to push it out to kind of close to mid-track to get a better exit, because the kink is flat out and you need to get a great exit so you don't lose any spots down into Canada.
Here is Canada. The Shipman making the move on Huerta. Popoff still sitting back there in 5th. Kekai in the lead. Nolan back to 2nd. And here they come charging up the hill once again. Popoff looking to make a move now. Cutting to the outside will be the inside when they get to the corner. Popoff working Shipman. Nope, tucks back in behind him as they start to set up for the turn. The 17 is Huerta back there in 3rd.
It's so hard to make a pass on the front straight Because if you move to the inside of the corner, you have no draft from the cars in front of you.
Nolan and Huerta battling hard for second. That's allowing Kekai to pull away in the lead. He's got a good second gap between him and Nolan now. Here comes Huerta looking outside as Ship. Huerta outside on Nolan. Nolan's going to defend, and coming up quickly is the 14 of Shipman. And still Popoff can't do anything yet.
Right now, Alex just needs to settle back into a rhythm and make his way through the field. I think he's too focused on what's going on behind him and in front of him at the moment.
And he's inside of 8 minutes to get it done. Well, as hard as these guys are racing just in front of him, you might get lucky. They might make mistakes, get into each other, get tangled up, and that'll open the door. He's going to get one here. Looks like he got around Shipman.
That's not an easy move to pull off in comparison.
Yeah, he did. That moves him up to 4th as they charge off into the kink. One more, and he's back up on the podium. 7 minutes, 15 seconds to get it done.
Looks like there's a little bit of contact between Popoff and I believe that was Shipman.
Shipman, yeah. Yeah, it is tight all over the place out there right now, and Popoff doing everything he can to try to find just a little bit of a hole to squeeze through. Trying to come up the outside here. Trying to get that drive. He's right there alongside of him. Popoff. Shipman goes to 3rd. Popoff is 4th, and that's where they're staying right now as they come to turn number 1. Popoff right there on the inside. Just can't get it done. Got the door closed on him.
Turn 1 is a very, very difficult spot to overtake on the inside.
And then you see Popoff has to defend going into 3, and he loses all that ground to Shipman.
Yeah, it's because his exit was not the best that it could have been just because he was on the inside of the corner and couldn't make it out to the exit curb.
See Campbell in the 68 moving around behind Popoff, trying to find a way around. Popoff has actually dropped back. He's back to 5th now.
Kekai has an amazing lead here.
Yeah, he just checked out, didn't he?
Oh yeah, he can kind of relax now and make sure that he drives the car back safely. Keeps up one piece. He's definitely got between a 3 and 4 second gap by now.
Inside of 5 minutes remaining in this one with our F4 U.S. championship battle. Look at how tight 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th is. Oh, and there's the contact we were thinking might happen. It's the 14 of Shipman and Nolan going around, and that is going to allow Popoff to come screaming back up into a podium position. The racing was so tight in there, Lincoln, that you just felt like any given moment things were going to just get too crazy. Popoff actually hasn't been able to hold off Campbell and all that. Campbell moves to 3rd, and Popoff gains 1 spot to 4th.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Now he's around him.
Yeah, but with how tightly we have to race in these cars,
Yeah, there's Campbell going back by.
It's kind of hard for us not to have a wee bit of contact every now and then. But contact like that in that corner is expected when you go side by side.
Yeah.
No grip on the outside, and on the inside you need to be able to get all the way out to that exit curb.
Pop off in front of Campbell here. Campbell's in that yellow and blue car, almost kind of purplish in color. That puts him third now. Pop off. Caution is out with 3 minutes and 15 seconds to go. Guessing those two cars are probably stuck in the offline there and unable to move.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure about Shipman. It looked like he would have been able to get out of it, but the other car involved, I believe, might be stuck in the grass there. Because after a rainy day, when you get into the grass, you can't really get out of it.
Yeah, you're not going anywhere.
Especially with our slick tires.
Yep, there's the 5 of Nolan. Checkered flag is awaiting them as they come up the front straightaway. Kekai had this one in the bag anyway. He's going to hang on, take that win. Huerta is going to get second. Popoff ends up third across the line. So he goes back to 7th, fights his way back up to 3rd. That's going to keep him very much alive in this championship fight.
100%. That was very impressive. He kept his head down, kept it safe, and that's really all some of these races are, is just surviving and keeping it on track.
Yeah, it wasn't exactly the way he had the day hopefully planned out, but he did what he needed to do if he wants to stay in the championship, and that's keep yourself alive in the points, right? Now, Kekai is definitely going to close up some here today with that win here in race number 1. We'll have 2 more events for all these open wheel categories tomorrow, right?
Only one for Formula Regionals tomorrow. We have one race 2 at 5:25 p.m., I believe.
Okay.
And race 3 at 11.
Oh, yeah, you have your second race today.
Yeah.
You'll be back out at the very end of the day.
Yeah, I'm really excited for it. This is my first time racing this car here, and so far I've only done it in the wet. So I want to see what it's like in the dry here, because I had a very unfortunate practice where I didn't even make a single lap. I had issues, and in qualifying, I had another issue that caused me to have a very unstable car.
All right, Lincoln. Well, thanks for stopping by, and best of luck to you later on today. We'll see you then.
Thank you so much for having me. It was a great time.
And we will be right back for more from Road America. After these words, stay with us.
Yes. Hon, the weather tech's here.
WeatherTech is the ultimate protection for your vehicle. Laser measured floor liners, no drill mud flaps, cargo liner, bump step, seat protector, and cup phone.
What about my car?
WeatherTech.
Hawk Performance packs 100 years of friction dynamics into every product. Backed by Carlisle Brake and Friction, the world's premier innovator of industrial brake and friction components, Hawk leverages R&D tools and motorsports experience to deliver uncompromising performance on the street. There's no reason to settle for less. Choose pads that are race proven and street legal. Find the Hawk Performance brake dealer near you at hawkperformance.com.
Well, I'm down here at Winner's Circle, Victory Circle. Kekai Hauanio getting the congratulations here from his Crosslink team. I saw Gil coming, give him a high five, but this Anywhere Transport Tampa, Florida car did really well. What a race he had there at the beginning with pop-off and then to hold on. So Kekai, this has to feel really good. How was your race out there?
It was a really good race. I had some good battles there at the beginning, and then once I got to the lead, I just told myself, you know, don't look in the mirrors, just push forward, and it came off with the win, so all good.
You must have hit all your marks because you increased that gap to about a second and a half there late in the race. Was that all you were doing, just looking to hit all your marks and not caring about what was happening behind you?
Yeah, you know, just not paying attention to look behind me and trying to push forward, hit all the marks, and set down some good laps so we can start on pole in the next one.
Nice. Well, congratulations. And then provisionally maybe the points leader now with this race win. So congratulations. And gentlemen, back to you in the booth.